Hello, everyone. Welcome to TSG Foundation's Wisdom of the Zodiac. This is the book I'll be using today. It is Volume 1 by Torquem Saradarian, and we are studying Chapter 49, titled Gemini, Increasing Your Light. So today I'd like to read a couple of paragraphs, explain the keynote of this chapter, and then we will do a wonderful guided meditation at the end. So let me start with that first paragraph because it really sets the theme and the keynote of why we do full moon meditations. Why do we bother with it? So he says, it is so beautiful to be together in great ideas and visions. I think that it is a greater joy than anything else coming together to celebrate great ideas, great visions, to inspire ourselves with them and to spread them all over the world. There is a great joy in it. And I was thinking about why he writes this. And under normal circumstances, I really enjoy coming together with people in person and also meeting with you digitally. I don't know where you are in the world, but knowing that somebody's watching this and enjoying it and uplifting their life with it gives me great joy. So under normal circumstances, it is wonderful for me to bring these great teachings to you. But under the current circumstances, when there is so much fear and uncertainty, this is almost an essential service that we can do together. So as I bring these ideas to you and you listen to them and you do the meditation and you share them with other people, you actually amplify these great ideas because it's important. The teachings of the great ones give us great hope and faith that we will go through periods of crises. And because the way we deal in the crisis, we will grow and we will heal and we will become better at letting our soul migrate its leadership and effectiveness in our life. So it's really important to remember these things when the world is going through a lot of changes, but also when we are going through a lot of crises and changes, to go back to the teaching and see how it's going to uplift you. Now, the second column, the second paragraph rather, I'm going to read about columns, talks about two columns. So Gemini is about two columns, the twins. We are told that one side slowly decreases in light and the other side increases. So always think of yourself, how am I increasing in light and what part of me is increasing in light and how am I letting the other part, maybe the less light part of me, go away? One side is light, one side is darkness. One side is your body, the other side is your spirit. This is a great symbol that says in a very simple way that we must increase in light and decrease in darkness. It is so simple if we follow these instructions and the meanings of it. It is not easy to accomplish it, but through striving and effort, eventually you can have a taste of it, of how to increase your light and decrease your darkness. Now, darkness here doesn't necessarily mean bad or ugly or something we just don't want. It means matter-oriented. Light means soul-oriented. And the two always work together. It's the twin part of our life. What is darkness, he says? And this is really a key idea that I'd like you to keep in your mind. Darkness is slavery. So what is slavery? Slavery is when someone or something, current or past, has control over us, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. We are totally enslaved by it. That means we do whatever this slave master, quote unquote, tells us or wants us to do. And this is very detrimental to our growth because the more we succumb to slaving thoughts, the slaving ideas, slaving feelings or practices, the less we own ourselves, the less soul we are, and it's a very serious condition. And there are many ways that we can be slaves. Addictions is one, hatred is one, separatism is one, and even grief, anxiety, and not letting the past go is also another one. We can be slaves to the past way of doing things. And let me bring it up to date. Right now, we are facing globally a pandemic. Can we do things the way we did them before? No. We have to find new ways. So we cannot be slaves, even to something that was good in the past. may not necessarily be good from now on. So what is the other column which you are going to use within you? It is freedom, increased freedom within your soul, freedom everywhere. So when you are talking to people, when you are self-talking even, talk in terms of freedom. And to me, what is freedom? The way I look at it is when I feel that somebody is giving me freedom or I'm feeling free, it means I have hope. I have faith in the future. I know the possible is going to happen. I know I can overcome. I know this too shall pass. And I know that the wisdom I need, the strength I need is going to come to me if I keep striving. And that's what the other column is. The light is possibility. So when we have light, we can see everything in a room. We can see everything that is possible. And the more we take that light to the dark corners of our life, the more we can see what is possible. So let's go to page 656. How come these two are against each other? Only through slavery will you learn the value of freedom. Isn't it true? If we were stuck in something and finally we got out of it, oh, how wonderful that feels. And when we have hated and hated something or someone, and finally we just stop, oh, I don't have to keep entertaining that hatred anymore. It is the same in any kind of way that you define darkness in your life. When you bring a little candlelight, a little matchstick even, to that darkness, suddenly you see that's no longer necessary and you become more light. So Gemini law, there is a law in Gemini. It's very interesting. Gemini law is universally recognized to increase your light and decrease your darkness. If we follow this law, we will be healthier, happier, and more prosperous, victorious and joyful, and expanding. Only we need to follow the lead of the stars that are increasing in the light. And then he brings the idea why this full moon of Gemini is also called the festival of Christ, the full moon of Christ. And he said it is because Christ came in a time when there was so much darkness and he needed to bring an intervention. Look what it says on top of page 657. We needed an intervention so that the defeat of darkness starts and the increase of light increases. That is why Christ came. He came to increase the light within us and decrease whatever darkness was in us. And we will talk about 7 realities that he talks about in this chapter. And I will read each one, make a small comment on it, and ask you to use that one item or all 7, any way that you want to celebrate the Gemini full moon, 1 day, 3 days, 7 days. Use these seed thoughts. Got a little stuck there. Use these seed thoughts as a way to nurture that light inside of you, to tease out that light that is inside of your soul. And so you will see in these 7 realities that they really are based on the teachings of Christ. They're so beautiful. So what is the first one? The first reality is that unity is the result of right thinking. So if you were going to do a seed thought meditation on this sentence, you will ask 3 questions. I like 3 questions because I like to use that method to tease out meaning, to let that seed sprout and start growing. So I would ask, let me read the phrase again. Unity is the result of right thinking. What is right thinking? Number 1. Number 2, what brings about right thinking? For example, a healthy brain, good learning, process of thinking and meditating. And then the third question, how does my right thinking lead me to unity? What am I uniting with? So these are all kinds of questions you can ask. And I like to suggest that you ask your own questions, because whatever questions you ask, it is a way to put a searchlight on the answer. That's why everybody who meditates, even on the same seed thought, will ask a series of different questions phrased in a different way, because it is particularly individual to you. Okay, the second reality is that the sons of men are one. And when he says men, it means all humanity. It's not just male persons. So the sons of men are one. And that's what Christ talked about. That's what great ones talk about, that we are one and we are unified together. So look at the implications. What does that mean? If you just ask in your meditation, what is the implication of me thinking that the sons of men are one? We are one body, the body of God. And meditate on that and think what it means. The third reality is that God is in every man. God in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, the hope of glory. And this is so beautiful that we cannot then abuse, neglect, hurt, and separate ourselves from other human beings, because that is a way to separate ourselves from the Creator. So that is also a beautiful third seed thought. And you can ask, what does God mean to me? What do human beings represent to me? How do I see the God in every human being? What are the ways? See, those are great seed thoughts. I'm giving you little hints to help you, but again, I encourage you to write your own questions. The fourth reality is that man advances only through his visions. That is so important. If I didn't have a vision for what I want in the future, I would give up. But I never give up, because I also always have that vision of a beautiful center for TSG where people can come and study, where we can have beautiful meditation classes, where people can come and just sit outside and just contemplate the trees and the nature and the stars at night. So that vision is always in front of me. And no matter what happens, I may step back a little bit, but I always go toward that vision, because I not only want that for me. Okay, this is the keynote for vision, that you want that vision for everyone. So I not only want a place of peace, study, and scholarship for me, because I love those things, and a beautiful building, but I want them for you. I want you to be able to come to a beautiful center, read these teachings, relax and breathe, and feel that joy in our joy gardens, and just say, wow, now I feel like a human being. You see, be one in that beautiful environment. So that's my vision. What's yours? You can say, what is my vision? And what should it be if it's not the vision I want anymore? And then see, how do you advance through your vision? Okay. The fifth reality is that the soul of man is immortal, that our soul is never going to die, that no matter how many mistakes we make, how many failures we have, it doesn't matter. It's a step-by-step growth from darkness to light. So you can ask questions. What does immortality mean to me? Oh, that's a big question. I don't know. But you can say immortality would mean that I don't die anymore, that I live forever. I have continuity of consciousness. So then you can ask, what is the soul? And then how does the soul become immortal? Wow. The sixth reality is that man is destined in the program, in our DNA programming, to be a Christ or a Buddha. So imagine you have a seed, okay, a seed that is a little tiny acorn. And you look at that little tiny acorn and you look at this tree, okay, an oak tree that is maybe 50 feet or more tall and broad and wide. It's huge. And you say, how did this come from this? Well, that's what we are destined to become. We have the seed of God in us, of Christ or Buddha in us. If they accomplished, so can we. They were human beings just like the two of us, the three of us, the hundreds and thousands of us who are studying these beautiful teachings. He says there's no escape from it. You see, we are going to have that in our mind, that our destiny is not darkness. Get up again and fill yourself with light and say, I am destined to become a Buddha, to become a Christ, which means really the anointed one, godlike. The seventh reality is now become my favorite one, and it is called that you never regret. This is discussed from page 663, bottom to the next page. When I read this, I thought, really? That you never regret? Shouldn't we regret the wrongs that we did? And he says, sometimes we regret. We do something today and we regret it. We did something 10 years ago and we regret it. What does it mean to regret? It is very psychological. To regret means to make your two images, that's the image of light and dark, to clash with each other. The result is exhaustion and sickness and disease. So when I read this, I thought, well, so regret is I do something, and then the next day I say, wow, I shouldn't have said that, shouldn't have done that, shouldn't have thought that, I shouldn't have put out that image out of my mind about myself or other people. That was snarky, that was nasty, or that wasn't just as loving and joyful as I want to be, and I regret. What does that do? That we beat ourselves down with it. So he's saying, to regret means you get exhausted. Don't you get exhausted from feeling the grief and the sadness and the addictions and all the problems you've experienced throughout your life and regret all the things you did? So he says the best way to live is to live in a way that eventually you do not have a regret. And that is not easy. So here's a question. What does regret mean? What does it do? And then here's the big question on this seed thought. How do I live every day so that I no longer have these regrets? And slowly I can have a day with absolutely no regrets. That would be wonderful. And that takes a lot of self-observation. Okay, so now we are going to do a guided meditation. And I just love this meditation because it helps us take our own loving, pure, and beautiful energies and share them. We share them by sending them out through our focus and meditation, through saying Om. And with that, we increase the light in others. What good would it be if we were the only ones who had light? We really want to share the light with everyone so that there is healing in the whole world. There's joy in the whole world. And there's a path for the soul to grow for everyone on this planet. So let's do this beautiful meditation if you are ready. So to get ready, sit up straight and try not to put your head down and put your head up like this. Sometimes I have the proclivity to put my head up, so I'm going to constantly remind myself to keep my head straight and a little bit down instead of up. That way there's no pressure put on the back of your neck. So sit up straight and put your head in a nice, comfortable position. Close your eyes and have a happy face. And forget the past, because we are going toward the future, toward greater light. Okay, together. Take a deep breath and exhale and just put everything outside. And look at a 5-pointed star near your forehead, shining like a diamond. Just outside, away from your forehead. 5-pointed star shining like a diamond. Imagine yourself next sitting in violet light. And violet light is a very healing, soft, and soothing light. So when you sit in it, you feel protected. All around you, it is violet. And as we imagine that, we will say 3 ohms. And as we say the 3 ohms, the light is increasing, and there's a beautiful flower, a chalice or lotus is opening in our heads. Om. Om. Visualize a great being and kneel in front of him or her and just ask that great one, Lord, lead me from darkness to light. And just pause with that thought, with that deep reverence for a moment. Meditate on how you are going to increase your light. Maybe have a conversation with the Lord and have the Lord tell you how you will increase your light. As you are thinking about increasing the light, see your light increasing inside of you, expanding beyond your body, and now you are sitting in light. And just enjoy that possibility. You are a son or daughter of God, and you belong in light. And with that sense of light, and remembering the 5-pointed star across your forehead, let us say 3 ohms, and let us send healing energies to humanity. The first one will be the physical healing. Take a deep breath. Second Om will be to send healing light to the emotional body of humanity, focused through our forehead and the 5-pointed star. Third one will be, once again, through the star, an Om healing energy to the mental body of humanity. Hold everyone in light and imagine everyone in the world saying this mantra with us, called the Mantra of Unification. If you know it, you can say it with me, or just listen and focus on the words. The souls of men are one, and I am one with them. I seek to love, not hate. I seek to serve and not exact due service. I seek to heal, not hurt. Let pain bring due reward of light and love. Let the soul control the outer form and life and all events, and bring to light the love which underlies the happenings of the time. Let vision come and insight. Let the future stand revealed. Let inner union demonstrate, and outer cleavages be gone. Let love prevail. Let all men love. Om. Now let us say the great invocation together, visualizing the great point of light and love and power that we are bringing from the highest on this planet and radiating it to the whole planet. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. may Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Let the Lords of the universe bring healing, love, and joy and beauty to all humanity. Amen. Thank you for being with me. Please share these videos with your friends and loved ones. Spread the light. Spread the message of the teaching. And spread this beautiful information. And remember, in the darkest moments of our life, what happens? I'm going to bring you back to that one keynote that we read on page 657. An intervention is sometimes needed in our life. That intervention is the teaching. It's the teaching of beauty. It is the teaching of the soul. It's the teaching of goodness and joy, and you can share that in any way that you can. I encourage you to reach out to people at this time. Do your best and take this opportunity to share your beauty and wisdom with others. Now, I also ask you to get your copy of these books. They're 4 volumes. They're fantastic. And we will continue to give these classes. We are not sure yet how we will continue, but we will do it. And we ask for your support, for your financial support. And I also ask for your prayers and good wishes in your light surrounding TSG and the work that we're doing for all of us. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you. With love from all of us. Bye for now.